Hello guys. So today we shall be discussing regarding one of the very important and high yield topic which will be coming across in almost all the exams, that is your cavernous sinus. Even you guys know cavernous sinus, how important it is. So we shall be discussing everything regarding the anatomy of cavernous sinus, and also we shall be discussing the clinical points that are associated with it. So when it comes to the cavernous sinus, the first important thing you need to know is how many cavernous sinuses do we basically have. We basically have got two important cavernous sinus. So let me show this particular thing to you so that you understand it. So if you look, that this is your brain, right? So if you see here, right, if I'm removing this, if you see over here, you have got optic chiasm, right? So just below the optic chiasm on either sides, you have got this cavernous sinus. Okay, so another important thing you need to know is that we have got sphenoid bone. I will draw all of these things right now, and I will also tell you, I will also show you the pictures also. So on either side of the sphenoid bone, so cavernous sinus is basically present on either side of, on the lateral aspect of the sphenoid bone, on either side of sella turcica, right? So all of you know what is sella turcica and what lodges into that sella turcica. It is your pituitary gland. So on either side of sella turcica, we have got this particular cavernous sinus. So let us just look into this cavernous sinus, right? And let us draw all these structures which are associated with it. So if you follow along with my diagrams over here, it would be easy for you, right? So first of all, if you look here, the first important structure I'm drawing right now is your pituitary gland. This is your pituitary stalk and your pituitary gland. Okay, and down here you have got two important sinuses. Down here you have got two important sinuses. These two important sinuses are called as your sphenoid sinus. And where is this sphenoid sinus present? Sphenoid sinus is present within your sphenoid bone, right? So let me draw this sphenoid bone. So this is your sphenoid bone over here. Okay, so let us say that this entire part which I have drawn right now in front of you, this part which I am shading right now is your sphenoid bone. And within that sphenoid bone, how many sphenoid sinuses we have got? We have got two sphenoid sinuses. Okay, so this is your, I'll label the names later, but for now these are two sphenoid sinuses and we have got sphenoid bone. Okay, so what did I tell you? On the lateral aspect of your sphenoid bone, you have got this cavernous sinus. Okay, so let me draw the cavernous sinus as well. You see, this is how your cavernous sinus is present. There might be some kind of discrepancies within the picture, but still. So these are the two cavernous sinuses. And where are these cavernous sinuses located, guys? Just have a look at this thing. This particular part is your pituitary gland. What did I tell you? On either side of the pituitary gland, or right thing to say is, we have got sella turcica here, right? We have got sella turcica. On either side of the sella turcica, or on the lateral aspect of your sphenoid bone, you have got cavernous sinus. And how many are there? There are two cavernous sinuses. And again, I'm telling you, as this cavernous sinus is very important sinus, because if there is any sort of infection within the cavernous sinus, okay, see, cavernous sinus is like a junction. Okay, you see a junction, 4-road junction there. There are many vehicles coming this direction, many vehicles going away, right? Many vehicles coming from the right, left, and many blood vessels also going and coming. So this cavernous sinus is like a junction. If there is any infection within this junction, what will happen is that the infection will spread to multiple different blood vessels, multiple different nerves, and your vessels and nerves of the head, face and neck, all of them will be infected, and that is called as cavernous sinus thrombosis. I'll tell these things in a minute once I'm done with this. Okay, but for now, what you need to know is that, is there any covering that is covering all these sinuses over here, all these two cavernous sinuses over here? Yes. You know, we have got dura mater. How many layers of dura mater we have got? We have got two layers. One which covers your bone is called as the endosteal layer, and the other one which covers your sinus, that is called as the meningeal layer. So two layers you have got, endosteal and meningeal. So just have a look. This particular layer which I am drawing right now in front of you is your, this particular layer is your endosteal layer. This is your endosteal layer. Okay, now apart from this endosteal layer, we even have got another layer, that is what? This is called as your meningeal layer. So meningeal layer comes all the way down, it wraps around this sella turcica and goes out. Okay, so let me write down these names over here. So what were the layers I told you? So this one over here is called as your meningeal layer. Apart from that, I also told you that this particular layer over here is called as your endosteal layer. Endosteal layer. So layer of what? Layer of your dura mater. And these two are your sphenoid sinuses, all of you know. And this is your hypophysis cerebri, I mean the pituitary gland, and we have got sella turcica over here. So let me write down here. This is your sphenoid bone. This particular one is your sphenoid bone, and this one over here is your sphenoid sinus. This is your sphenoid bone as well as sphenoid sinus. Okay, now we have drawn the pictures of cavernous sinus. Now let us discuss what are the structures that are present within this cavernous sinus. Now before I directly go into the structures, let me tell you one very important thing, that we should not forget a very important structure which I already told you, that is your, what is that? That is your optic chiasma. So here we have got your optic chiasma. Okay, on the sides here you have got, let me change the ink. Yeah, on the sides here you have got an artery. You know what is this artery? This particular artery over here is called as your internal carotid artery, and this internal carotid artery will show up down over here. Let me show it to you. You see this? This is the internal carotid artery that is running and coming out from here. Okay, so this is the thing, and this sinus covers this internal carotid artery this way. Right, now let us discuss what are the cranial nerves that are present over here. Very easy, guys. Just remember the numbers 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 2. Okay, just remember it as 3, 4, 5, 1 and 5, 2. So how do we discuss it? Do we discuss it directly? No. First important thing is that if this is your cavernous sinus, okay, if this is your cavernous sinus, we have got lateral wall. Where is the lateral wall located? This one. This is the lateral wall of your cavernous sinus. Here also this is your lateral wall of your cavernous sinus. So when there is lateral wall, there will be medial wall. So this is your medial wall of your cavernous sinus. This one is your medial wall. So now I'm asking you, what are the structures that are located medially and what are the structures that are located laterally? So if you look at the picture, first let us discuss what are the structures located medially. What are the structures that are located medially? Now the first important structure which you can see over here is your pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is located medially, right? And medially what do you have? You have got sphenoid sinus also. When sphenoid sinus, when I tell sphenoid sinus, so obviously sphenoid bone also will come. So structures that are located medially are, the first important thing is pituitary gland, okay, and next we have got is the sphenoid sinus, okay, sphenoid sinus, and third important thing is your pituitary gland, sphenoid sinus, as well as your sphenoid bone. Sphenoid bone. So these are the three important structures that are located medially. Now let us discuss the very important thing, that is the structures that are located laterally. Now this is the place from where most of your questions would be asked. Okay, so what are the structures that are located laterally here? I just told you to remember 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 2, right? So 3, 4, 5, 1, that is V1 and V2. Okay, so what are these structures? Let us write down. 3 is your oculomotor nerve. 4 is your trochlear nerve. And 5, and what are these two 5s? Trigeminal nerve. So trigeminal nerve, the first branch is your ophthalmic branch, and the second one is your maxillary branch. Okay, ophthalmic as well as your maxillary branch. So where are they located exactly? So this is the place. So this is your 3, this is your 4, this is your 5, 1, and this is your 5, 2. 3, 4, 5, 1 and 5, 2, these are located to the lateral wall. Now next important thing, what is the next important thing is that we also have to see where is the mandibular nerve located. See, beneath your meningeal layer, ये meningeal layer है ना, ये meningeal layer ना, ये कौन सा layer है? What is this layer? This is your meningeal layer. Beneath the meningeal layer you have got 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 2, right? Now beneath the endosteal layer, ये endosteal layer है ना, beneath the endosteal layer you have got another important nerve, that is your mandibular nerve. So let me write it down over here. This one over here is your mandibular nerve. This is your mandibular nerve. Okay, so after 3, what do we have got? 4, 5. After 5, next we have got 6, right? So where is the 6th, which is also called as abducens, right? So where is the 6th nerve that is present? 6th nerve is present near to internal carotid artery. ये देखो यहाँ पे, just near to your internal carotid artery. So for example, let me mark this up. If this one over here is your internal carotid artery, this one is your 6th pair of cranial nerve. Okay, so 6th pair of cranial nerve is what? That is your abducens nerve. Is this clear? So this is all you need to know regarding the contents. Okay, so far whatever I've told you is the contents of your cavernous sinus. Okay, now in the next part what we shall discuss is that we shall discuss what are the tributaries. Tributaries in the sense, I will draw a picture and tell you what are the veins that are draining into the cavernous sinus, and I will also tell you what are the outflow channels from the cavernous sinus to outside. Okay, so if you understand this, the structures that are draining inside and the structures that are going outside, if you understand this, it will be very easy to know which direction the infection is going. Okay, so which parts of your face the infection is spreading, and which parts of your face, maybe the eyelid, eyebrows, or whatever it is, what are infected actually. So we can know all of this. Okay, so I hope you understood this.